بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Former United Nations Ambassador John Bolton is going to be on this program. But right now, as you know, we are probing in New York. Police are probing whether this attempted terrorist attack in Times Square was in any way related to the South Park threats that we discussed on my program last week. Now, this is a live radio show, and you never know what can happen when I'm immediately. Younus Abdullah Muhammad, hello.
Yeah, who is this?
This is Aaron Klein of WABC Radio. Is this Younus Abdullah Muhammad of RevolutionMuslim.com?
I told you I didn't have any interest.
We want to know immediately whether your group was in any way, shape, or form involved with this attempted terrorist attack in Times Square that could be. Police are probing.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Are you a joke?
Police are probing whether it was somehow related to the threats that came from your website.
Where's your proof for that statement? Where are police probing whether or not RevolutionMuslim.com had a role in the alleged attacks in Midtown?
It's actually linked right now at the Drudge Report. It's also up at the Telegraph.com, and they are looking into whether the police are right now. Excuse me, sir.
No, it was speculation. NYPD, if you read the quotations from the NYPD, have completely confirmed that there is no relation between our organization and these attacks. We were 4 blocks away speaking about Islam and calling Obama a fascist when these events unfolded.
Oh no, I'm not. We're not saying, and they're not probing whether you were
incitement.
They're not yet probing whether you were directly involved with this attack. They're probing whether your incitement against the South Park creators prompted somebody to try to bomb the building.
Before you start insinuating such things, if you were an actual objective human being, you would wait for more information to be revealed. But because you want to encourage and fuel the flames of war,
no, we are simply doing investigative reporting. Sir, are you happy about this attempted terrorist attack? Sir,
am I happy about what?
This attempted terrorist attack in New York.
We do not condone nor condemn terrorism.
You sure do condone. You called for it.
If you look at the record of what we say, and stop talking over me if you want to get an interview from me, or I will hang up on you.
I'll give you an opportunity to respond, but you're saying you don't condone terrorism, and the posting specifically said...
record of what we've said about terrorism, you will see that what you believe we say is not what we say. But you don't read the 20-page documents. You don't read the 40-page documents. You don't listen to the interviews.
Did you or did you not say that the creators of South Park will probably end up like Theo Van Gogh, and here we are a week later, and there was an attempted attack in Times Square,
Check this
strangely
out,
located near the Viacom building.
About was posted before the South Park episode was aired, number one, when we did not know in what manner they were going to portray the Prophet Muhammad, and we did not know in what light and in what derogatory sense they were going to portray the Prophet Muhammad. And what we were saying was that if it was in any way, shape, or form as disrespectful or as ignorant as the case of Theo Van Gogh and his film that he made, that they would probably end up dead. Now, your media and people like you take that to suit their own interests.
No, but on my program last week,
they suggest that we are insinuating that there should be terrorism. Now you tell me.
No, but in my interviews,
now you look at Drew Griffin on CNN and the interview I did with him, and you see this selection where I say that Allah commands us to terrorize the disbelievers, and then you watch the second part of that.
No, but
statement.
I'm only talking about the interview that you did with me, where you specifically said that there will probably be retaliation against the South Park creators. Now there was an attempted bombing in Times Square. Do you think it's possible that somebody was listening to your words and then attempted an attack against Viacom?
Retaliation for what your government is doing overseas. I have no doubt in my mind that
let's not change the subject. I'm asking about the incitement to violence and terrorism that you...
The Mujahideen very well could have planted a bomb in Times Square. And they are suffering underneath your drone attacks right now in Pakistan.
And they should continue to suffer because that's what happens when you wage a terrorist war against our country.
If you want to continue bombing villagers in Pakistan and in Afghanistan and in Yemen, if you want to continue killing the civilians, then you're going to get many incidents that resemble what happened yesterday. That has nothing to do with us.
But, sir, you were on my WABC program and you specifically said that there will probably be some form of retaliation against the South Park creators.
It doesn't mean I support it. I neither condone it nor condemn it.
But
I understand how it can happen. If your government is waging war all over the world and you're killing civilians while you tell your audience that you're killing legitimate targets, the reality of drone attacks in Pakistan is those are babies killed. Those are regular people killed. In Afghanistan, your little offensive in Kandahar, your Marja offensive, the civilians you kill, that's what leads to retaliation.
The United States does not kill civilians intentionally, but you are once again trying to change the subject away from your own website and away from yourself. You are based in New York, and there's concern that I have that you are inciting violence and terrorism in the city in which I am currently located.
The what? I'm inciting. Where did I tell somebody to go blow something up?
You were on my program, and I specifically asked you whether you were calling for terrorist attacks against the South Park creators, and you told me probably.
Yeah, probably. So
but you need to take responsibility for your actions and for the words that you say and what you post on your revolutionmuslim.com website.
Let me tell you something. Probably there'll be a lot more terror attacks in the United States.
Why do you think that?
Probably you should bring your imperial overstretch home before you're destroyed. Live as a republic, reestablish your democracy, and stop trying to police the world. Nobody likes you people. So, get out of our land. That's your solution. Now, we give you a solution. Now, me saying that probably if you continue to occupy our lands, there will be more attacks. It's not me condoning it, and it's not me condemning it.
We're speaking with Younus Abdullah Muhammad, who is editor of the revolutionmuslim.com website, which put out what I perceive as threats against the South Park creators last week. I want to ask you immediately, Younus, do you believe that there will be more attempted terrorist attacks in New York?
Of course.
Why?
Probably, yes. Absolutely.
And how is it? I asked you last week. I asked you last week, and I'm going to ask you again. How are you operating in New York as a free man?
Why would I not be? I'm not telling people to blow anything up. I don't necessarily condone nor condemn. I'm telling you what I state emphatically, repeatedly, since I started revolutionmuslim.com. I have stated the same thing. We do not condone, we do not condemn, we understand. We try to understand both sides of a story, something you don't know how to do. We understand how you could perceive it to be that we are indiscriminately killing civilians because the mainstream press only covers one side of the story. But unfortunately,
well, you got that part right, they do. It's usually your side.
I see both sides of the story. I see both sides. I see pictures of the Palestinian children you kill. I see pictures of the Afghani children you kill. I see pictures of the mothers raped.
I see both sides of the story as well. I see that you came on my program last week and that you posted at revolutionmuslim.com that probably the creators of South Park will end up like Theo Van Gogh.
Boy. Let me ask you something, genius boy, since you're making all these radical insinuations.
You told me, and now it's happening in New York a week later, and police are probing you, by the way.
For a second, so I can ask you a question.
Sure, but do you realize that the police are probing you right now?
So I can ask you a question.
Go for it. What's your question?
Now, you are giving a quote of me saying probably, right? Probably there will be a retaliation against South Park creators, right?
Yes.
Now, you are saying that me saying probably there will be retaliation. How can you make a statement of speculation turn into one of incitement? Can you explain that to me?
If I said that probably you will be murdered, and then I put out a 5 or 6 paragraph document on why you should be murdered, which is what you did about the South Park creators on your website, and then a week later somebody independently tries to murder you, then yes, I should be held responsible, and you should be held responsible if they find out that it was your incitement to violence and terrorism that led to this attempted terrorist attack not 10 blocks from where I'm broadcasting right now, sir. You should be held responsible.
I was 4 blocks away when it went down. Who cares? The point is this, right? What you were insinuating would be true if indeed I told you there will probably be attacks and then made a video calling or a statement calling for attacks. But that's not what happened. That's what the mainstream press suggested and insinuated happened. We made a prediction before the South Park episode was even aired. And then we made a clarifying statement that said, yes, under Islamic law, if a person insults the Prophet, it is permissible for them to be killed. But we're not saying that the creators of South Park should be killed. We're saying that we are conveying what is permissible under Sharia law.
Sir, you understand how to manipulate the law of the United States of freedom of speech, and you are walking a very tight line.
I'm not here to manipulate.
You are walking a
what I
tight
really
line.
believe. Maybe I speak what I really feel in my heart because I believe not in the freedom of speech afforded to me by the Constitution of the United States, but the freedom of speech afforded to me by the Creator that endowed in me the ability to think, the ability to feel, and the ability to speak the truth.
And the ability to threaten the creators of South Park. And now there is an attempted terrorist attack. The police are looking into you, sir. The police are looking into you. The FBI is looking into you. Do you have anything to say to them?
Like you speculate, like you know something.
Do you have anything to say to the FBI?
If they come talk to me, I'll tell them whatever they want to talk to me about. We can talk. I have no problem talking to the FBI. The FBI, unlike you,
and you have
sir,
no
is
problem
actually
making
halfway
threats
objective.
that may have been translated yesterday. We have to leave it at that. Aaron Klein, Investigative Radio. I will be right back. If you're on the phone